Hello everyone, I'm the Doctor here, today does some Minecraft. Today we're going to go over the basics of Railcraft. Now Railcraft is an extensive mod that adds all kinds of railway-induced things. Everything from routing and linking. It turns that stupid furnace cart pushing a minecart into an entire immersive experience, I guess the best way to put it. It has all kinds of new technology, tools, materials. It's definitely one of my favorite mods, and one of the first mods I've actually got into. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right in because this is pretty huge. First off is the crowbar. This is the basic tool for the entire mod. You use it for everything. You can craft it with 3 iron and some rose red dye or other equivalents, and this is just this needs to be the first thing you craft if you want to do Railcraft. No question. So the second thing you're going to make is a coke oven. Now first you got to make a coke oven block by an X of sand with some brick in there, kind of like TNT, but you know, different. And then of course you can make it with some sandy brick and some sand. We'll get into the sandy brick later. And you'll notice that it says multi-block 3x3x3 hollow. Railcraft adds multi-block structures, making these things a lot more realistic. So what it means by 3x3 is it means 3 wide, 3 deep, and 3 tall, and it is square, but the center is hollow, meaning there has to be an open hole in the middle. And so you're not going to put a block right there, just to do that. And you'll know you did it right when there's this little notch. If you decide to put that in there, then you don't get it. So this is basically a gigantic coal furnace. So to show you how it works, we're going to go ahead and take some coal. Now this doesn't produce any power. You can't use this to smelt things. So what it does is it creates coal coke and creosote oil. So I'm just going to go ahead and let it sit here and do its thing. Alright, so as you can see, it's made coal coke, which is one of the 2 byproducts of this, and creosote oil. So we're gonna go ahead and take this, and coal coke is basically a better form of coal. I almost said coke. So coke, you gotta drink it or snort it or whatever you do. So, and creosote oil is also pretty much a necessity. So the best way to do these is have a lot of coal coke furnaces like this, because otherwise you're just going to be spending a lot of your time waiting, because it takes a pretty long time for that process to take place. So coal coke is just like coal, but it burns for longer. And then creosote oil is used to make wooden ties. So you just take wooden planks of any kind, and you take either a creosote bucket or creosote bottle or a creosote cell, whatever your liquid holder of choice is, and then you put it over 3 slabs and you get a wooden tie. And so it's pretty simple. You just put whatever you want to fill in this slot, and it comes out filled in the slot. If you put an empty bucket, it'll become a creosote bucket. Empty bottle will become a creosote bottle. And then coal coke, like I said, is just used in place of coke. Coal, it's better. Just no question. Always coal coke. Even if you don't like Railcraft, coal coke. Next thing you're going to make is the blast furnace. This is a lot harder to make, to say the least. There's soul sand, and nether brick, and magma cream. So you better know a guy or go to the nether. So this is another multi-block construction, but you'll see it says 3x4x3, so that means 3x3 but 4 tall. So yeah, it does length, height, width, and it's hollow, so that means it's like a little house. You don't put anything in the middle. And boom, you've got yourself a thing. Now another thing to note is if you put another block like that, it breaks it. So, and if you do it for too long, it'll erase the data. Same thing with this. So you have to leave a space. But if you put other blocks, it's totally fine. Just not the same. I'm not sure if Yeah, you can put different one, multi-block constructions like that. Alright, basically what this does is this is a furnace, pretty much. But it's a special furnace. You put coal coke in there only. And then you gotta take some iron. And you put it up there, and it smelts the iron. And this is basically all it does. For those of you who know history or technology, you'll know what a blast furnace in real life is. It makes steel. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip that and just show you right quick what it makes. It makes a steel ingot. And there are multiple ways. You can also make nuggets. Different mods have different ways of doing it. You can also use an iron plate, it looks like. And so yeah, pretty much anything. You can get the stuff back. Like if you accidentally made an iron sword, you can get 2 steel ingots. You lose the wood, of course. So yeah, I suggest installing NEI for all your help. It's very helpful. And sandy brick and infernal brick. Let's say like you really like the look of this stuff, and it's just this would look really great as the trim on your house. Well, on servers or even in single player, you don't want to make a house of this stuff because it'll lag out. Because what it does is it's constantly checking to see if it's made the right structure. So if you really like the look of it, you should bake the sandy brick or infernal brick, which will not make an oven, but it will look like the same blocks, and they're a lot easier to make. Rolling machine. This is the next thing you're going to need. This runs on kinetic energy, so you're either going to need Buildcraft or some steam engines, but we'll talk about that later. So, kind of unprepared for this. So as you can see, it goes like that, and it will store the energy. Eventually, this thing sucks, but basically what you're gonna do is this is used to make rails. So you just put them like this in a rolling machine, and you'll get 8 rails. So that's actually pretty good, because the way it turns out with, so then to make track, you take these rails and you put them on a wooden rail bed, and you get 32 track for less than 6 iron. So it makes it a lot easier to make this basic track. A stack of this stuff is easy. I mean, geez, I forgot how easy that was. Wow, that's impressive. So making track for yourself is going to be a lot easier, especially when you're using this regular track. And so what are you going to use track for? Well, there's a lot of new carts. As you recall, Minecraft adds 5 carts as of 1.6.4. And these are all pretty basic. You got the chest cart, you got the furnace in a cart, you got the TNT in a cart, it's just different blocks inside a minecart. Well, Railcraft adds all kinds of new carts for all kinds of new purposes.